Hi, welcome to the Management First Advising Workshop. My name is Erin Bergeron. I advise for the management major as well as our business administration teach out. Business administration was actually discontinued from our programming about 2 years ago now. And so if you happen to be a business administration teach out student, I would encourage you to schedule an appointment with me so we can talk about your major, why the program was discontinued, and some options that might be a better fit for you moving forward and help you to be better prepared for your future career. So today we're going to be talking about a lot of information pertaining both specifically to your major as well as to the Huntsman School and opportunities inside and outside of the classroom. No need to fear, you don't have to scribble down a bunch of information. We're going to be sending you an email that has links for some of the things that we discussed today and be able to make sure that you have all that available to you in turn. So we're going to jump in. The computer doesn't want to work for some reason. Let's come here. Okay, so we're going to talk about your team. As I mentioned, my name is Erin Bergeron. So in the Huntsman School of Business, we actually advise by specialty of major. This allows us to really get a deep dive understanding of your particular degree program to be able to better support you in your academic success. We are able to stay on top of understanding what the prerequisites are for your classes, if something changes in the program, and so forth as well. In addition to that, in the Huntsman School of Business, something unique about us is that we're the only college on campus that has our own career development team. You actually have a wide variety of career development specialists available to you, and this is based on the emphases that you choose within the management major. Management students are required to select an emphasis as part of their graduation requirements, and currently we have 4 emphasis areas that are available to you, which are human resources, hotel management, wealth management, and operations management as well. So if you happen to be pursuing HR or hotel management, Elise Newberry will be your career specialist. Those of you in the wealth management program will be with Nate Jensen, and for those pursuing operations, it's Valerie Reese. Just a quick note on student email accounts. So all students at USU have an email account, which is your A number at usu.edu. And we strongly encourage that you get in the habit, if you're not already, to check that email account on a regular basis. It's policy of the university that faculty and staff initially send emails out directly to the student's A number email account versus other accounts that they may utilize for their personal email accounts. And so it's really important for you to stay up to date so that you're not missing important information, different announcements that are being made by the university as a whole, or even out of the FJ Management Center and the Huntsman School of Business. So we're going to watch a video. Our video is for our roadmap to student success. I'm not sure why our videos aren't working today, but I'm going to pull it up on a separate area. We actually hold all of our videos in our Huntsman YouTube channel, as well as on the Huntsman website under roadmap. So today we're going to be doing the intro video to the roadmap series. What's really great about these video series is that they're all students that have been or are currently a student in the Huntsman School of Business. So they really give you a great perspective of being a Huntsman student, things that you can be doing to prepare yourself for success after graduation. It often seems really odd to our students, but I say to them, I'm not really concerned about your degree. And that's because I believe that you're here for a purpose, that you're going to work hard and you're going to earn that diploma. What I care about most is how you're preparing for that future graduation. What does the first 5 years after graduation look for you in the workforce? And so these roadmap videos, as well as our roadmap form that you can pick up in the Eccles Business Building in room 309 if you would like to, really help you to get ideas of things that you can be doing to help you to have a successful time here in the Huntsman School of Business and beyond after graduation. We really believe in our students owning their education, and so that means that you are a very active participant in how successful you're going to be. And so we're going to start off and watch this video. It's going to always start off with a couple of our students, Kelly and Scott, who they kind of introduce the video, and then it picks up with students that are studying or have studied with us in the Huntsman.
Hey Aggies, welcome to the John M. Huntsman School of Business at Utah State University. You are about to embark on a journey that will lead you to college graduation and beyond. We are here to share some of the tools necessary to help you reach your academic and professional goals.
It is important to know that your college experience is not just a checklist to graduation, but an opportunity to learn more about yourself and to prepare you for a successful career.
Utilizing the roadmap to graduation and student success is just one part of helping you prepare for your future. You will also want to build a strong relationship with your academic advisor and career specialist. They are an excellent resource in navigating college, helping you to overcome barriers and in preparing for your future career.
Our roadmap video series will give you some helpful tips on what you should expect, know, and do each year of college. Remember, you are all unique, so your journey may differ from some of your peers. The Huntsman School faculty and staff are here to be your co-pilots along the way in creating your unique experience. So remember to believe in yourself and dare mighty things.
As a freshman, I had a friend who was an upperclassman, and she told me, you need to meet this professor, go into his office and just introduce yourself. And I was like, I don't have his class, but okay. And I emailed him, walked in there, and he's like, so good to see you, why are you here? And I basically was just like, I'm a freshman, how do I get involved? I want to be more than just a classroom student. And he was so incredible. He sat in that meeting with me and was like, you need to join this club, you need to get involved with this meeting, come to this on Tuesday, and we'll get you integrated. And ever since then, he's been my biggest advocate. And I've seen the same things with other professors. When I went in to just tell them, put me in the game, they did it, and it's been awesome.
So something that I
Coaches,
absolutely
experts,
love
thought
that
leaders,
Eric
beware.
says is that he wanted to be more than just a classroom student. And that really is a way to embrace owning your education, to get yourself out there, to start being involved in your campus community and your local community, really start to apply things that you're learning in the classroom, outside of the classroom, even before graduation. And so we're going to talk about that in just a little bit, about different ways that you can be more involved in the campus community as well. Just so that you're aware, research actually shows that students that are involved in extracurriculars outside of their classroom learning actually have a higher than average GPA than their college peer and a stronger retention rate to graduation. And really it's about being mindful and finding that balance, but it can really help to bring additional success and uplift you as a student. So let's jump in and talk about in the classroom first. So in order to earn a bachelor's degree, not only at USU, but throughout the United States, students are required to complete a minimum of 120 college credits. Now you can go over this number, that's okay, it happens all the time. Students may dual major, add a minor, maybe just take a couple of additional classes that are of interest to them, and that's fantastic. Now if you get to about 170, 180, someone from the university is going to call and want to know why you have not graduated from college yet, but you just have to at least hit that minimum 120 for graduation. Now, depending on the nature of how you came into USU, because you guys are all unique students, you might have had AP classes or concurrent enrollment. Some of you may not have, and that's all right. That's fantastic. But there may be a need for general education electives, and there may not, just depending on how you came into USU. That would help get you to that minimum 120. 100 of your credits have to be a C- or better. 40 of them have to be what we call upper division. So upper division means a class that has a 3,000 level course number or higher. Now the upper division requirement is built into your management degree, so you won't have to go looking for additional upper division classes, just so that you're aware. 30 of your credits will be what we call general education credits. So these are your lower division. Lower division is anything with a 1,000 or a 2,000 level course number. And this is like your English classes, your math, arts, sciences, and so forth. And so those are also built into your degree programming. And then your depth education, these are your upper division general education requirements. So each student is required to complete 2 communication intensive classes, a quantitative, and then an upper division creative arts class, as well as a life and physical science. Now we double dip and help where we can in the Huntsman School of Business. So when you take your Econ 1500 and 2010 courses that are required for your programming, those are going to cover your Breath American Institutions and your Breath Social Science for those general education requirements. We'll also cover the Breath Integrated Study. So the bottom 3 general education courses on your degree work screen will actually help cover those. In terms of depth education, your Finance 3400 class, which is required for your programming, is going to cover that quantitative intensive, and then we'll double dip and cover one of the 2 communication intensive classes that you're required to complete. And then depending on your program within the Huntsman School of Business, you'll have specific program requirements that we'll talk more about today. So in the Huntsman School, all students with the exception of economics majors are required to complete what we call our business acumen. The business acumen is our core foundation of classes. It gives you a little bit of everything, some accounting, finance, economics, and so forth. This really is helping you to gain a strong basic understanding of business and being able to apply that knowledge to other classes in your major down the program road. So you are required to get a C or better in all of these classes with the exception of specifics to your major. So management majors are required to get a B or better in MSLE 3500, which is actually your marketing class that's required for all Huntsman students. And then you have to get a B minus or better in management 3700, which is a prerequisite requirement not only for the operations management emphases, but for a program required class for all management students. Now, if you are pursuing the wealth management route, you're going to need to get a B minus in finance 3200. For those of you doing human resources, you'll need that B minus in management 3250. And for our hotel management folks, it's a B minus in management 3940. In addition to this, all students are required to get a minimum 2.5 GPA for their overall GPA, their major GPA, as well as their USU GPA and the emphasis block. And I'll show you how to locate those later on in the presentation. USU and the Huntsman School of Business also have a repeat policy in place. However, there is a difference between the university and the Huntsman repeat policy. USU will let a student repeat a class 2 additional times if needed or if they choose to do that. And what that means is that you could repeat a class up to 3 attempts. In the Huntsman School of Business, however, we only permit you to repeat business courses 1 additional time. So let's do a worst case scenario. Let's say you took your accounting 2010, but you did not earn that minimum C requirement. So the next semester you go in, you take the class again, and things do not go well, and you don't pull the C. You've unfortunately become what we call repeated out of the Huntsman School, and you won't be able to proceed with your program requirements. You won't be able to proceed with the degree program in general, or perhaps anything within the Huntsman. If this is the case, please do not ostrich it up and hide. Please have an appointment with me as your academic advisor so that we can talk about your options, both within the Huntsman School and at the university. If I will say this, the Banner registration system would permit you to register a 3rd attempt for that class. However, that does not mean we're going to award you the degree, even if you earn the grade on the 3rd attempt. If we get to the graduation closeout period where we're preparing to award your degree and we find that you've taken the class but never had permission to do that 3rd attempt, we're not going to award you the program degree, and that's going to be a really hard conversation to have. So please, again, if you are struggling, do not hesitate to come and see me as your advisor, or if you happen to change into a different business program within the Huntsman, to work with that advisor in turn. In addition, there is a maximum of 10 course repeats at the university in general. Students are only permitted to repeat 10 courses within their academic career. If they exceed 10 courses in the repeats, the university reserves the right not to award any bachelor's degree to the student. All right, so we're going to talk about DegreeWorks. DegreeWorks is a great tracking tool that you can utilize here at the university. And today we're going to be looking at Joe Student. Joe Student is just a fictitious student that we utilize as academic advisors within the community for trainings and classes as well. So he's going to look a little bit different than you would because Joe is just a unique guy. So we're going to talk about the features that are going to be most helpful to you. And please know that you can come in anytime for an advising appointment to learn more about DegreeWorks and to learn how to utilize and navigate this tool as well. So you're going to have your student information up at the top. This is where you'll also locate your USU GPA as well as your overall GPA. So where you're looking for that minimum 2.5 in both areas, this is where you would find that. As you proceed down, you're going to get to your general education requirements. And so this is going to show you like those English, math, science classes and so forth. If you have a little green circle with a check mark, that means that the program requirement has been met. If it is this red circle, that means that it's still required to be completed. And if you're currently taking or you're pre-registered for a course that's upcoming, it will be a little blue half circle letting you know that it's in your tracking program requirements. As you proceed down, you're going to get into those upper division general education requirements as well, and then you'll get into your specific major. And this is where you'll locate your major GPA right here to help you keep track of that 2.5 minimum for that area as well. So you'll see your business acumen courses pull in first. These are all the classes that are required for our Huntsman students. Now, Joe needed stats because of his catalog year. That is not the case for you. Yours looks a little bit different based on when you've been admitted and the programming that you're in, and we can explore that more as we look closely at your personal degree works. As you go down, you're going to see the major requirement classes for the program. And then below that are going to be the specific courses for your operations emphasis, or sorry, for your management emphases that you've chosen. And in this case, Joe has selected operations. Below this is going to show any classes that come in as a general elective credit. It's a really great tracking tool for us as advisors to see maybe there's a repeat on a student's account and so forth as well. So this is a tool that we also use in aiding you as a student in addition to you using it for yourself. Something to be aware of is that some of your classes are only offered in specific semesters. They may have prerequisites to them. So it's important for you to have a relationship with me. It doesn't mean you have to come and see me all the time, but I can be a resource to help you track and better understand your programming and when and how you should be taking courses. Now, let's say that you were interested in pursuing a different degree at the university. You could click on the What If feature and make sure you're always selecting the most current academic year, because that would be the time that you declared that major, and you'll want those major requirements, or you'll be assigned to those, so you'll want to know what they are. So let's say that Joe is interested in anthropology. He could come in and select anthropology as a major, hit process, and it'll make him a mock degree works tracking tool to show him where he is in that programming in progress, help him to see what might be required for the program, what he's already completed that would go towards that degree. If you're interested in another program within the Huntsman, you're welcome to meet with myself or the advisor for that program, and we're happy to assist you in answering questions for that and in getting transition into that degree. Otherwise, if it's a program that's outside of the Huntsman School of Business, you'll want to meet with the academic advisor that advises for that specific major. Another feature that is really handy is the plans tab. So you'll have a tab that says plan. Joe has lots because we play around with him. And this is a really in-depth feature and a tool that you can use. And so this is definitely something that if you want to learn more about, please make an advising appointment with me. I'm happy to teach you how to use this, happy to show you how to create your own plans and work with you to create a plan as well, including long-term plans with a projected graduation date. We could go in and list a class that you need, minimum grade requirements, and so forth. If you notice on the plan, if you click on active, what this is a tool that it helps to alert the registrar's office as well as colleges across campus that students may be considering taking certain classes, and it helps them in the planning piece each semester. It doesn't guarantee you a seat in the class, but it will help them to better plan to know how big of a classroom they need, how many sections of the course they need to be offering, and so forth. Another feature that's very handy is the GPA. So there's going to be these three little dots in your upper right-hand corner. If you click on that, you can select the GPA calculator, and specifically the term calculator. So Joe is currently only registered this fall for a music class. But let's say he wanted to know how that's going to affect his GPA, because right now Joe has a C in the class. He can put in the current grade that he's earning and hit calculate. It's going to show him his current GPA for the overall GPA. And then it'll show him how that would affect his GPA if he earned that grade. It's really important for students to understand where they are in their GPA. So talking with students specifically, especially those that may be transitioning in from the pre-business track, or maybe they transferred from another institution, although we will permit now for a good standing GPA for the programming, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can reach the 2.5. And I know that sounds really negative and a total bummer, but we want you to understand the reality and be able to help you make good decisions about your academic career. So for instance, if you were a student that came in and you currently have a 2.1, 2.3 GPA range, and you've completed 60 college credits already, this means that you are going to have to earn an A- to a B+ for the next 60 credits in your academic career. And we need to look at the reality of that. Is that a pattern that you've had in the past? Is that something that you can achieve? Are you going to be able to pull the 3.5 GPA not only in your overall and your USU, but also in your program? So if you have concerns or questions about that, please go ahead and make an appointment with me. I am happy to meet with you and look at your options, and we can talk about the reality of completion of the program. In the Huntsman School of Business, we offer 17 minors. This is what I'm going to say about minors. Minors are not required for management majors. An emphasis is you're actually also permitted to do multiple emphases if you choose. You just have to have a minimum of 1 for graduation requirements. So minors are not what employers are looking at. That's not what's getting you in the door. But if you are wise in choosing a minor, that's something that you'd like to pursue, that can make a difference in helping you stand out in your resume. So really, when looking at minors, minors, you need to be saying to yourself, why am I choosing this minor? Is it adding value and skill set to my education and my understanding? Is it going to be a contributor for success in a future workplace environment? Now, individuals that are in the management program are not permitted to do a business minor. The business minor is for non-business majors as well as economic students, and that is because it encompasses business acumen courses that you're already doing in your program. You also may not declare a minor that is related to your emphases because of the similarity in course content for those as well. I would also encourage you to stay away from the leadership and management minor. It does not make any sense for you to be a management student and add a leadership and management minor to your programming. There is nothing worse than when a student comes in and you say, why do you want this minor? And they say, oh, it's only like 2 or 3 extra classes. That's not adding value to your education. It's not giving you new and additional skill set for your resume. So why are you doing it, right? So be really mindful of why you're choosing a minor if you decide to go that route. In addition, if you happen to be interested in consulting, consulting is not like our traditional minors. You cannot just declare a consulting minor. You actually have to apply and be accepted to the consulting program. If that's something that you're interested in for your future career, please feel free to stop by the marketing and leadership department up on the 4th floor of the Eccles Business Building, and they'd be happy to give you more information and help you to understand how to apply for the program. So let's talk about beyond the classroom, the things that you can be doing outside of sitting there learning and understanding theory and methods. Where can you put those into practice even before graduation? Or how can you utilize outside of the classroom opportunities to develop yourself as a student and an individual? As I mentioned before, we have a really great career development team. So Valerie, Nate, and Elise, and they work really hard to create programs and resources that will truly help you to be prepared for that future career after graduation. One of those is our Huntsman FYE or first year experience courses. This should have been found on your Canvas course when you started this semester. Don't worry, there was no tuition attached to it. It is a completely optional program, but I do encourage it. And this is an opportunity to really start understanding resources within the Huntsman School and being networking and being part of that community early on. At the end of fall semester, this course will end and you'll see a new course pick up on your Canvas called Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride will remain on your Canvas until the end of your academic career with us. And this is just a really great resource for you to add additional skill set to your knowledge base and to your resume. So we work closely with an organization called NACE. NACE works internationally as well as nationally with companies and higher ed institutions in helping to better understand and see where students may be lacking in skills going into the workforce. And they actually do a list every couple of years called the NACE Core Competencies. And this is where they take the top soft skills that employers say that students are lacking as they come into the market. And so the Ticket to Ride Canvas course actually gives you the opportunity to develop these soft skills and to be certified in them, and something that you can add to your resume and market yourself within an interview with. Okay, so internship credit. I strongly encourage internships. They are not required for your management program. If you are considering doing an internship and you would like credit for that, it'll have to be approved by the management internship coordinator and myself before you can earn that credit. Just so you're aware, internship credit will only go towards general electives. So if you don't need general elective credit, save yourself some tuition and differential tuition. You don't need to have internship credit in order to have a great internship experience. Internships are never a bad thing. Even if you had the worst time at your internship, it's still a benefit to you. And that's because you can go in and you can say, you know what, this internship was fantastic. I loved it. This is really where I want to head in my career. Or you can be like, wow, that really sucked. This is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And you walk away having learned that early on. We encourage students to consider at least 2 internships while they're in college. Typically the summer between their sophomore and junior year, and then again between their junior and their senior year. So I'm going to share a really great internship story about Scott. So Scott was the individual in our first video that we watched today. He's one of our introductory. He's one that holds his hands like this while he's talking, which always makes me laugh because Scott likes to talk with his hands a lot. And so Scott actually went on one of our national business trips that we do every year when we are traveling. And he went to New York. And when we do our national and international trips, our students have the opportunity opportunity to go on professor-led trips that visit different companies. There's networking opportunities, including here in the US, they do a USU Aggie alumni networking event wherever they're visiting. And so while they were in New York, they were at a networking event where Scott met an individual who really hit it off with him, really enjoyed him, and encouraged him to apply for a JP Morgan internship, which Scott did, and he was accepted to the program. He went to New York and he absolutely loved it. It completely fit his interest and his lifestyle and some of his career goals, and he had a wonderful time. And as Scott was about a week out from coming home to get ready to start his last academic year here in the Huntsman, someone walked into his office to talk with him, and they offered him a job opportunity after graduation. And so Scott, like many of our students, already had a job offer in hand, the last of his academic year with us. As a matter of fact, in the Huntsman School of Business, an average of 86% of our students have job offers ready for them, and they know where they're going after graduation. And that's because they really took advantage of networking opportunities, global trips, different things that we offer within the Huntsman School of Business. There are lots of ways to become involved as a student and to become a leader and really developing those leadership skills. So we offer clubs within the Huntsman School, at the university. There's student government. You can be on Aggie Radio, work for the Statesman. There's just a lot of different ways to really participate in your campus community and your local community, and really find your passion and do things that you enjoy, and really get out there and build relationships with individuals. And relationships really make the world go round, right? And so it's a great way to help you have a wonderful college experience and develop new skills, and really have lifelong relationships that will make a difference for you. So in the Huntsman School of Business, we actually offer over 23 clubs within our programming. And so this is just a variety of options. Some things that our management students tend to be really interested in is we actually have a new athletics administration club for students striving to become administrators within the athletic community. We do a healthcare administration, which is very popular, women in business. There's just so much that you can get involved in, and it doesn't have to be specifically related to your major. You might be studying management, but you have a passion for sales as well. You could do the sales club. Maybe you're thinking about doing real estate. You can become part of the real estate association. So you can come to this webpage, hit learn more. It'll pull up their specific club page. Some clubs have club fees, some do not. It'll tell you about who the presidency is and kind of things that they're doing. Something that I'll say about our clubs that I really appreciate is that we're not just sitting around eating pizza, right, and hanging out together. We really get you involved. This is a way to be building your skills and practicing what you're learning in the classroom before you ever get in the workplace. We visit companies, we have networking events, we might be in case competitions. So it's really something to consider and participate in while you're here at USU. In addition to that, we only hold classes Monday through Thursday in the Huntsman. Now that doesn't mean that you have Friday off. Friday is actually created to become what we call Focus Friday, helping you to have additional opportunities for career development outside the classroom. So this can be everything from our leadership forum. We might be having networking events. We might have companies coming here for case competitions, maybe doing mock interviews. There's just a ton that happens. Our Backpack to Briefcase series that we do, helping students to transition from the classroom into the workplace. So this is a really great opportunity for you to participate in and help to continue to develop yourself. So this is a picture of Gail Miller. Gail Miller is the CEO of the Larry H. Miller Foundation and former owner of the Utah Jazz. And she's been a guest speaker multiple times throughout the years here in the Huntsman School. She really has a lot of knowledge to share with our students. She's a wonderful individual, and something that's really exciting about Mrs. Miller is that, like other employers, there have been times where students have taken the time to really get to know her and talk to her after her Focus Friday events, and I've seen her offer internship opportunities on the spot to those students because of how impressed she was with them. So you never know what's going to happen in a Focus Friday. Now, I will say this, I understand, especially being new to the Huntsman and potentially to the university, you may have classes that are on Fridays for other things, such as a science class or a math class. Please go to class. Don't skip class for Focus Friday. We want you to focus on your classwork. Focus Friday is not going anywhere. It's always going to be here for you. So don't schedule around Focus Friday, schedule around your classes. Okay. Okay, so we're going to watch another video. This is all about adding the world to your resume. Now, adding the world to your resume doesn't have to be a global trip, which we do those, and they're fantastic, and we have lots of opportunity for that in the Huntsman School of Business. But it's really about getting outside of your comfort zone, getting outside of the classroom. And so Preston is actually an alumni of USU, and he really hits the nail on the head when he talks about what he learned and began to understand about getting out and getting into the world. And so we're going to share this with you.
I once heard a CEO tell Huntsman students that if you have a backpack on, you can approach just about anyone. And his point was that people are very willing to help students. And in order to get that, you have to talk to people, you have to approach them. Professors here are extremely approachable and very willing to help students. I remember one relationship in particular is with Professor Paul Felstead. I emailed him and visited him in his office, and since then, Paul has consistently reached out to me with internship opportunities and job opportunities, and that relationship has been extremely valuable to me. The greatest thing that I've learned from my out-of-the-classroom experiences has been the real-world application of the things that I learned in the classroom. My experience traveling to South America with the Go Global program is definitely one that stands out to me. Sitting in a young man's home with his young family as he was telling us about his business, and we were asking him questions to gain a better understanding. And I remember the thought came to me that this is what business is all about. That it's about creating value by solving problems and ultimately helping people. And for me, that was a fantastic moment because it went beyond debits and credits and discounted cash flows. It is about the person involved. I think oftentimes it's easy to forget when you're listening to a lecture that the theories and the knowledge that you're gaining actually have an application in the real world. That requires more than just reading the textbook. That requires deep thought about the ideas and theories. It also requires going out and experiencing the world. Getting involved outside of the classroom really helps students understand the things that they're learning. And I think that's what makes a successful student in the Huntsman School of Business, is one that goes above and beyond what's required, and by going outside of the classroom and getting involved, you really see the connection between the two. It was that experience and others like it that helped me understand what I want to do with my future career. I was able to get internships, get a full-time job in private equity, and many other experiences because of the relationships that I've developed. That is the most valuable thing that I have gained in the Huntsman School of Business, in those relationships.
So networking really is important, and not only for your career, but throughout your life. And that's something that I think is important for you to recognize and understand what a value that is. Relationships really are key to where our success, both personally and professionally, and really understanding the value of getting out of the classroom. That's something that's very unique about the Huntsman, is we offer so many opportunities from day one for our students to really start to apply themselves and apply what they're learning in a real world setting and build those relationships. And so really consider taking advantage of that. Consider going on our global learning experiences when we're traveling. Consider doing programs like SEED and other opportunities that come your way. So the Center for Entrepreneurship is currently the #1 entrepreneurship program in the nation, and we rank in the top 5 internationally. They actually house our SEED program. So the 2 pictures that end cap on this slide are some of our students that have traveled for SEED. SEED is a business internship opportunity that lets you start applying what you're learning in the classroom in real world settings, helping other individuals. And it's very much a combination of business internship meets a humanitarian opportunity. So students will often travel to locations such as Peru, Ghana, and the Philippines and other areas of the world, and often in third world countries. And they're there to help individuals to, create a small business, maybe update the business that they currently have, apply for microloans to get funding for those businesses. It's just a wonderful opportunity for our students and for those that they serve and help in those local communities. In addition to that, we work with an organization called Operation Underground Railroad. They're based out of Salt Lake City, and they help fight human sex trafficking. And so some of our students have had the opportunity over the years to go into recovery homes and help individuals preparing to transition back out into the community to start their own business and find ways to become self-reliant and take care of themselves and their families. They also offer opportunities for Kickstarter grants to start small businesses and just a lot of other wonderful things. Something that I should mention about SEED is it's a fully funded program. It is highly competitive, but if you're accepted, it covers the cost of your travel, your housing, your food while you're there. The average USU student that has attended a SEED trip has told me that they've spent about $200 to $300 out of pocket when they're away, and that's just on their day off traveling and doing their own thing. And it is a semester-long program, and when they are traveling, they go fall, spring, and summer. So there's lots of ways to be a leader, and some ways to help develop your leadership skills can be through opportunities such as through the County Leadership Center, our Huntsman Scholars Program, which is our honors program in the Huntsman School of Business, being a business ambassador, and so forth. And so really looking for ways for you to continue to develop your own skills and what a leader means to you is very important to us. Some additional resources. So one of those is our Start Desk. Our Start Desk is located in the breezeway on the second floor between the Eccles Business Building and Huntsman Hall. It's open Monday through Friday from 9 to 2, and it's primarily manned by our peer mentors and peer advisors who have all been trained by our advising and career team. On occasion, depending on what's happening during the year, you might see career specialists or academic advisors as well, like during registration season or maybe drop-in resume time, preparing for something like Career Expo. And all of our peer team is just, they're top notch, and they're there to help you maybe do a drop-in resume review, or you're having trouble getting in because your advisor is booked out and you just want help picking out a couple of classes. You're looking for campus resources. So they're just a really great place for you to stop by and get that additional help. You may also, the university has an individual named Michael King. So USU hired a student success coach this year that they're piloting across USU campus, and he travels throughout the campus to various advising offices. He's just an additional resource to our students, like if maybe they're thinking about dropping out of school and they're wanting to discuss their retention, maybe they're feeling some stress, but they don't feel comfortable talking about it with somebody on their advising career team. Michael is available in the Huntsman on Mondays from 8:30 to 12:30, and we'd be happy to give you information on how to make an appointment with him if that's someone that you'd like to meet with. All right, so let's talk about my favorite piece. So dreaming big and setting goals. So the motto of the Huntsman School of Business is Dare Mighty Things, which comes from a Theodore Roosevelt quote. For those of you that did not know, President Theodore Roosevelt was a larger than life kind of guy. He was very adventurous, always taking himself out of his comfort zone and pushing himself to do new and exciting things throughout his life. And really the essence of daring mighty things is recognizing that yes, you can be successful, you can be happy in your comfort zone, but unless you're willing to step out of that comfort zone to dare those mighty things, you're going to miss out on a lot of life and a lot of opportunity. So we're going to talk about setting goals. At the end of this, you're going to receive a QR code and a web link, depending on how you'd like to get there, to a form that you need to complete as part of this workshop. It will be acknowledging that you received all this information today, and it will also be the location where you set your goals. Once you have completed that process, it will kick a message to me as your academic advisor letting me know, and either myself or your peer advisor will be marking off that you have completed the workshop and submitted your goals and acknowledgement form, and this will allow either the hold to be lifted or the hold won't be placed on if you hit it before the deadline. So we're going to talk about making specific and measurable goals. It's very important to be specific and measurable within your goal setting. So you're going to have three areas that you cover. You're going to have your short term, which is your next 1 to 4 weeks. Your semester goals. Since we're about halfway through the fall semester, you are welcome to either use the fall semester or you can make your semester goals for spring. And then we're going to do my favorite, the long-term goal. Your long-term is your dream big goal. This is what you hope to do after graduation. Please know that this is a fluid goal. If you know what you want to do, that's fantastic. Write it down. I want you to be brave and dream that. If you're not sure, that's okay too. Stretch yourself, put something out there because it can change. Who you are today is not going to be who you are 4 years from now. And so just know that this is for you. This isn't what mom wants or grandma wants or your best friend's aunt, right? This is what you want for yourself. So you'll notice in the measurable piece, let's look at this semester. It says participate in at least 3 Focus Friday events. It doesn't just say Focus Friday events. It really gives them something to measure themselves by, something to reach for. We want your goals to be realistic and achievable. So if you came to me and you said, in my short-term goal, in the next 1 to 4 weeks, I'm going to meet Sir Richard Branson, we're going to become best buddies, and I'm going to get on a space exploration program, that's not realistic to me. I don't think that's achievable. We're going to have a conversation about that. Now, if you wrote that in your long-term goal, then yes, I think you can totally do that. I think that's something that you can dream for and stretch for. That's totally achievable. It really crushed me the other day. Somebody set a goal and they said, I want to be in the US Congress. And they followed it up with, but it'll probably never happen. Don't do that to yourself. You are dreaming big for a reason. If it doesn't happen, okay, but you don't have to set yourself up for failure at the very beginning by saying it won't. So I'm going to give you an example of a big dream goal that actually is realistic, and it really happened for one of our students, who I'm going to call Caleb. So we used to do this workshop as a one-on-one advising appointment. And so when Caleb was a freshman, he came into my office and he was a student that knew what he wanted to do when he graduated, which was great. Again, that's not the average, and that's okay. But he came in and he said to me, I plan on graduating during a December semester, and I'm going to be a river guide and cave tour guide for 6 months in New Zealand, and then I'm moving to Germany to work with my favorite outdoor product design company. And he did it. And that's because he was very mindful every semester of how what he was doing then was going to help him to get to his goal. So like, he took German language lessons here at the university. He joined the marketing club because that was something he was interested in. He took a couple of outdoor product design classes, even though he didn't need them. So he had a better knowledge base and understanding. So you really can dream big and achieve that goal if that's something that you want. So this is the QR code that you can utilize to get to the workshop form. It takes about 2 to 5 minutes to fill out. You can also have the link there if you prefer to type that into your browser. But either way, I hope that you guys have a great day. Please know that you can make an advising appointment anytime. You can reach out via email or even stop by the start desk. Thanks, and have a wonderful day. Bye.